Hello, Fredak here. Fred ACC, all one word. Alrighty. It is Saturday, August the 16th. It's about noontime, East Coast time. XRP is at about $3.11. $3.11. Okay. First up, I'd like to thank you all for being here today. I hope you're having a wonderful day out there. Fredak's got notes. Not a lot of them, a little bit. Start out with the usual, the scammers. Got to be careful of the scammers, because they are out there in droves. They're flocking. You got to be protective. Your phone, your computer. I wouldn't save passwords and things, because if you get hacked, they might have access to all these things. I don't know. I'm not computer savvy. I predate the beeper. Also, I'd like to say, subscribe. If you don't subscribe, if you're new to the Fredak, well, we're going to try to change some people's lives, make a few mini millionaires, maybe some huge multi-millionaires. Those who stay the long course might be filthy rich. Okay. Subscribe. Knowledge is power. I've posted that many times on here. This is the same Fredak that posted Generational Wealth back in October, one of my first postings on here. Spoke about XRP, 52 cents. You had plenty of time to buy it. Hopefully many of you did, or you're already in it. Today's XRP is How Did You Know? Fredak, how did you know? How did you know? Hello! How did you know? I'm glad you asked. How did I know? Hello! Okay, so what do you think is going to happen? That's what today is going to be about. How did you know? Number one, we got here regulation. When regulation comes, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen when regulation comes? It's going to add a lot of eyeballs. It's not financial advice, just the ideas that are swirling around in my head. Knowledge is power. I've posted that many times on here. The more knowledge you have, the more power you have. How did you know, Fredak? How did you know XRP was going up like this? I didn't, actually. It's common sense. SENSE, CENTS. I try to bring things your way. You're not going to hear from all the other talking heads. I think some of them are starting to tune into Fredak. I've got my small little group of subscribers, and we're going to be filthy rich. Okay, maybe we won't be, but I think we will be. We're on our way. Let's get back to the notes over here. Okay, how did you know? Fredak, regulation comes. With regulation, that's going to add a lot of eyeballs. A lot of the big money is going to want to get involved. Why? Because with regulation, it's going to bring overseeing by the SEC with these ETFs. The ETFs, what does that mean? That means best price. Best price for you and I. It's a little bit of a sidebar, but with the regulation thing, you got to look at Ripple. They're expanding out to different areas, purchasing Hidden Road, a brokerage clearing firm. That's amazing. What do they see happening that we don't see happening? Okay. That's just one of them. There are so many of these. How did you know, Fredaks? Things to think about. With the ETFs, XRP is, in my opinion, perfect for an explosion into the financial markets. Why do I think that? With best price, the big money out there cannot afford to not get involved with the ETFs. They'll be the market maker behind it. They'll be able to raise the bid, lower the offerings, Squeeze the little people. That's what the big money does. They use every different advantage that they're afforded to take advantage of the little people, the Fred Acts of the world. And in a twisted way, that kind of helps them. But in a reverse twisted way, it helps us. Why do I say that? Let's use the ETF. Let's say it's XRP right now at 311 bid, 316 offered. If the spread is wide enough, and I've already tried this on the XRP ETF that's traded out there, and I recently bought a little bit of it too. Down here in the 42s, make 4 or 5 points on it quickly, I'll flip it and sell it. As I noticed the spread on that thing, let's just call it 42 and 20 cents bid, $42 and 38 cents offer. Now you and I are able to bid a penny higher or 2 cents higher. We could buy from the offering. So this is XXRP, the ETF, Exchange Traded Fund. It is regulated. Best price has to be in play. That is what regulation brings to the table. So let's say I'm bidding for it. I want to buy 200 and it's at $42.20 bid, $42.38 offered. 18-cent spread between the bid and the offer price. If I go in to purchase 200 or try to purchase 200 with a limit price of $42.21, I'm not guaranteed to get it. If someone sells at the market, I will own it. But very quickly, the market makers behind it, they already have this stuff already programmed in. They're not going to let you do this. They're going to jump ahead of you by a penny. It's going to become $42.22 bid. You'll have to pick a spot around $42.27, and you'll see it continuously happen, whether it's on this or on anything else. And it's not a huge volume trading ETF. It's a limited amount, somewhere around 1 million, 1.5 million shares per day. That's increased over about a month ago. It was around 550,000 shares of this ETF would trade. The XXRP is a 2x bull fund, 2 times the percentage movement of the XRP token or coin. So with best price, it's a double-edged sword. It guarantees you that if you put in a bid at $42.27, if you notice trades going through at $42.23, you have to be done. Your buy order has got to be completed. That's called best price. It doesn't exist like that right now on all these, this, that, I don't want to name any names, but the ones that are out there. Let's get back to it over here. What do you think happens? Hello, something to think about here. When the U.S. government makes some kind of a interest in XRP. What do you think happens if the U.S. government shows any kind of interest, like they sort of tried to imply they were doing with Bitcoin, which I think they're going to back away from that. First up, let's think about it. If the big money out there is going to get involved with XRP, and the government is going to, these are human beings. What do human beings do first? They load their pockets first. And that's what seems like what's happening. I see a lot of large trades going through. Are they valid? I'm not sure. But if they are valid, 110 million XRPs trading through. 20 minutes later, I see 103 million going through. These are large amounts. These are not people, just individuals day trading. They're 200, they're 600, they're 6,000, they're 1,000, they're 1,200. No! These are big money trades. If they're valid, there's a lot of accumulation going on. So any kind of a hint by the U.S. government to make any kind of positive noise about XRP or anything else, it's going to react. It's going to react to the upside. Think about it. Hello? How did you know? How did I know? You know that too. I just shared it with you. What do you think's going to happen? But before they do that, the government is going to, the people involved with the government are going to get their share. Their friends, their relatives, yada, 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 yo. Okay, they're going to position themselves first. Okay, a little something here to think about. Here we go. In your opinion, would you agree with me that technological advances in the past 50 years has helped capitalism? Well, I'm glad you asked about that. Well, you didn't ask about it, but do the advances in technology, companies are able to know when there's a shortage of, I don't know, beach chairs or umbrellas or whatever at the shelves of their stores. So there's a time value of money. Why would you want to produce 50 million whatever widgets if you don't need them, if the shelves are stocked and they're full and they're not selling? Well, with all the advances in technology, probably in the last 20 years, businesses have used this technological advances of their orders and to purchase items, things like that. You're lowering the lag time. So, does it not stand to reason that the greatest window of modern times is about to occur? It's upon us. Think about it. Think about the revolution that's going to happen when monetary movement changes from 2.5 days for things to clear to 2.5 seconds. It's probably what's going to fuel the next huge economic wave. Personally, I think it's going to take a little bit of time, and I think there's always boom and bust, and we're heading into a period of bust. But coming out of that, with the technological advances, with the monetary movements globally, which I personally think I say if when, but I think when XRP takes over, it's not going to be $3.11. Hello! I don't know how many times I can come on here and post. But with my postings, I put the dates and I put XRP at whatever. I only started that about 2 months ago. Look at the price movements. Look at what's happening over time. Hello! Get on board. How did you know, Fred Ack? Hey, I don't know. There's no sure things, but people have told me keep these things short. And I'm not stretching them out. I didn't even get my check for 14 cents from YouTube yet. That doesn't really matter because a small group of us are going to become multimillionaires. And maybe I'll put some shirt out here. Followed Fred Ack to Millionaires Row or something like that. Alrighty. Well, may all your days be winning ones. How did he know? How did I know? Could be the last chance. $3.11. Next surge goes boop, 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 over $4. Okay. May all your days be winning ones.